Hi, this is Suzanne in Ohio. Hey, I have a bird kit to show to you today and some pieces and parts about how I put mine together. Now, if you haven't seen any of my other videos, I have 4 different birds, and they're all the pieces and parts come in kits. And you can execute the kit and end up making yourself this darling little applique bird. Not applique, but he is an applique. So my intention when I first started was to create the bird individually and then place him on whatever background I desired. So there's the sample of what you could end up with. And this bird is it's a towhee. I'm not sure if you would call it a rufous-sided or a spotted or an eastern, but he's definitely a towhee. Charming little bird. He's handsome. Okay, so in your kit, what you get is a close-up photograph in case you want to try to really replicate what I did, and all your different fabric swatches in here that you're going to need if you do the fabric collage method, and I'll explain that in a minute. So what you get is you get the towhee. I painted him and then I printed him off on fabric, and I printed him on high quality white muslin, and I layered it with some felt, trying to think, and then there's a backing, a non-fusible, non-woven backing. And if you follow all my instructions on my other video, you'll know why I did that. If you by any chance want to stitch on him as is without the backings, it will easily pull off because it's only on there with temporary quilt basting. So it's a spray. Now, you can execute this bird by doing fabric collage with overstitching, and that's how I did mine. Or you can just simply embroidery right on top of this without adding any fabric. Or you can do a combination of both. So either way you do it, you're going to end up with a charming little bird. Now, if you don't want to cut him out as an individual little applique, you can work right on this white surface and add some laces and scraps and different things like that and create your finished piece right on this. I did the cutout method, and I'll show you that in a minute. Also, what you get are just a couple scrap pieces of Pellon, and that is for using for tracing. And let me explain that. So in your kit, you get a colored print. In case you want to scan this and print it on fabric yourself, you can make more than one. You can make as many as you want. I think there's enough fabric in this kit for you to do at least 4 or 5. So however you want to do it is fine. Otherwise, it's a color guide, but also I would recommend look up online Towhees and look at some photographs because their coloring looks different in every photograph. For instance, I did my breast white because it really is white, but in the photograph that I used here, his breast was in the shadows, so I rendered it out more of a gray tone. And then you get also a black and white, a grayscale print. And what that does is help you divide this up into different zones for cutting out your fabric collage pieces. And then you also get a line drawing. And that's probably not showing up real well. I did it very light, pardon me, in case you wanted to just trace that off onto a piece of white fabric, or it could be muslin or anything, and just execute it as embroidery. There is that possibility. Also, you could print this one off and then you could fill him in with crayon. That's another technique that I have been using. In your kit, you also get this instruction sheet, and then you also get a printed out sheet for reference for close-ups. And here's how I set my first bird. Here's a couple close-ups, and then this bird and this bird are, excuse me, I got the hiccups. This bird and this bird are different. So if you look at these pictures very close, you'll get different ideas how to execute him up close if you're using slow stitch. So that's what comes in your kit. Those are on my Etsy site. This one will be up by the end of today. The tufted titmouse and the American goldfinch is already on my Etsy site. And then I'll be loading up the fourth bird, which is a tree sparrow. But here's my piece that I mounted my first bird on. And I want to show you him up close because with this applique, I did do his legs. I think I even did his feet, but I wasn't happy with how they turned out. So I kind of hid them under the lace work, which replicates all kind of garden botanicals. I have on this piece a three-dimensional bee scalp, and then, of course, back here in the background, I have my picket fence. I have this viney-twiney cord that will represent a vine, and the only thing I have to do to this piece yet is decide if I'm going to put some little leaves or flowers on this vine, which I probably will. But I would encourage you to go back and look at my video that's titled, I think it's titled Finished Project and Starting the Titmouse, because that video shows you exactly how I go about this. And it will be a help to you no matter what kind of fabric collage that you're going to be doing, perhaps in the future. So one final look and comparison here. You can see these two birds are slightly different. I did this one with a little bit more brighter rust on his breast, and the stitches go in different directions. You have a lot of leeway in something like this to execute it in whatever style and manner you want to. And I did put more white in the wing. That makes him a spotted towhee, more or less, and this one probably an eastern towhee, a rufous-sided. So anything goes, and it leaves a lot of room for your creativity, and I would love to see you get one of my kits and see what you can do with this bird. Now, what I'm going to do with this second applique is I'm going to put him on a smaller setting than something like this. It'll be approximately 12 by 12 or something thereabouts. So I hope you'll tune in the next time after I get this bird done, and then you can see how I mounted him and what kind of a setting he ended up being in. Well, I hope you're creating. Thank you for watching from Northeast Ohio. If you enjoyed or were inspired, please give me a thumbs up or a comment. It really does help the channel, like everybody says. And I appreciate your time for watching. Thanks again, and from Northeast Ohio, where it's really cold and windy. Bye for now.